everyone, welcome back. And as I had stated in the last video, I am going to, in this video, these are the mark making tools that I made in the last video. So in this video, I'm going to show you me actually using them, and we'll see how they work. And so I pulled out a few of my gel prints. Some of them are just basically brayer offs and just some pulls that I did on the gel plate, some pickups, and a few things. I have one gel print here. It's just a solid color and stuff like that. So I just wanted to, just a few things just to kind of demonstrate the mark making tools that I made in the previous video. So, and plus I want to use up some of my apple barrel paints and stuff. So I thought on this one, I was kind of thinking that I'd like to use this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this, which is my 5x7 plate, as my palette. And I'm trying to think what color I want to do this with, just so you can really be able to see be able to actually see the marks. So I am going to use this color here, which is called Pavement. And the only thing with these paints, it doesn't tell you whether or not they're opaque or translucent. For the most part, they are opaque. So I'm gonna give it a good shake. And I'll put some out here. I'm gonna just use my brayer just to put some out there. It's kind of quite a bit of paint. So I'm gonna get me a piece of paper to use. So what I'm gonna do is just and I mentioned in the last video, especially like this one, as you can see, everything that not all of the surfaces are getting paint. That's because for whatever reason, some of these, especially back here in the back and stuff, when I glued it down, because I used hot glue, my hot glue gun, there might have been a little bit of extra glue, and when I went to put it down, I didn't squish it down far enough, so it didn't go all the way down. So I'm gonna lightly press down so I can try and get some contact there, but with the paint. But what I can also do is I can come in with my brayer and later on what I can do is with a paintbrush is get some of those areas that don't have any paint and paint those areas and just build up the paint in those spots, and that'll help to build the paint up. Until eventually and stuff, then it'll be to where it'll even out. So this is the first time I've ever had made anything like this, so so it's just a learning process. So I'm just gonna lightly, you don't want to come in and really bang down, you just want to kind of a light press and kind of and there we go. And see, but as the paint starts to build up, and then you'll start to see some of the areas start to kind of fill in and stuff. But I will off camera with a paintbrush, and those areas that are lower than the others, I will build those up. So, and then if I want, I could come back. Let's do that. Let me add a little bit more paint here. Actually, since I have quite a bit on my brayer, it's just give it a squish down. And then let's come in and turn it this way. voila. So you got that kind of effect. So that's pretty neat. Okay, so there's that one. So let's try this one. Let's see how this one turns out. Now this one, you can see and stuff that the whole surface got paint, so you know right away that it's even. So just kind of a press down. Look at that. Oh, that is so neat. That would make a neat border around the outside of around the edge of a page. So there's that one. So let's do this one. Now this one has where they're curled into each other. Okay, now see how it didn't get that one? Because, and this is because of the way when I cut it. So let me. So that's another thing that you have to be careful when you're making your mark making tools, that you got to make sure that you cut them as evenly as possible. But over time, as the paint builds up on them, it'll eventually even out. Okay. There we go. See, I didn't get the inside curl of this here. So what I need to do is just kind of press down just a little bit. Still didn't get it completely, but I got part of it. So okay, so that one's going to need a little bit more buildup of the paint. See, I got a little bit more that time because I pressed down a little bit more on that spot. Sorry if I'm shaking you guys. But see, you can kind of tell I didn't put more paint on there, but you can tell I got a little bit more because I made the emphasis. And what I'm going to do is, where's my pencil? Is I'm going to make a little mark right here. And that way I know that I need to press a little bit more right there. Yeah. Need to press just a little bit more right there so I can get that until the paint has built up more. So right there, I just need to press it down just a little bit more. Oop. But I'm not sure if you can see that, but by doing that I got a little bit more of the curve right there. Okay. So there's that. So I'll go ahead and remove this and I'll bring it up. So see how I got a little bit more of that curve because I did press down a little bit more on that spot. But okay. So I want to take this one, put this one down, and I like to use my gel plate to hold my papers down because I have that little bit of a give to it, and then plus the gel plate helps to hold my paper in place. That way it doesn't move around on me and I get a nice, as much smooth surface. So I thought we could bring in the fishes. And let me get my, see if I can pull up some of this black up off this gel plate here. And I'll save that and I'll use that for, incorporate that into either a brayer off or something like that. It will not go to waste. So this has yellow and orange and some other colors mixed in there. So let's see, what color do we want our fishes? What do you think? doing them in this blue. I have this blue, which is sky blue. I have Caribbean. I have Laguna. Kind of leaning towards the Laguna. So let's do that. I also have this Admiral blue, but that's too dark. Let's go with Laguna. And one good thing with the fishes, you can have them swimming in either direction. You can have them swimming up. You can have them coming down. That might be a little too much, but I want to make sure that I have enough out here that it can that I get good coverage on all of them. Okay. And like I said, we just want to kind of lightly. We don't want to come in and go don't like we do with some stamps. We just want to kind of gently press down. Now that one didn't completely fully make contact completely, but that's fine. And like I said, so as the paint gets built up on them, then let's see, let's have these over here, and then maybe we might have some that are going in opposite direction, because who knows if this could get cut up and used on ATCs, or see, that one got a little bit better connection. So it's this one here, and I'm not sure if you could see, but yeah, this side over here is just a little bit higher than this side. So what I can do is take my paintbrush and just kind of build up my paint. let's have them facing the other direction. And there we go. And I can take the paint. And then I can make them look a little more abstract if I want. There we go. Okay. You can come in and then fill them in, or you can add to them and make them look however you want them to look. So let me just kind of brayer that out a little bit more. Pick up a little bit more paint. Let's see, let's have these going like this. Okay. You can even have them where they're coming in to each other, because like I said, and so this could be cut up into pieces, so there you go. So there's that one. So I'm going to take this. Oops. Oops, oops. careful there. But that one I might go ahead and cut that one out because I'm not wild about the way that one ended up coming out. Okay. Okay, so now I've got this purple here. Okay. Okay, so now let me come in. Clean this, pick this up. And my paintbrush will go in this thing of water. Okay. Move that up a little bit. Okay. Set that over there to dry. I'm getting some interesting kind of grunge around that. Okay. So let's try some let's go ahead and use some of this sky blue. And let's come back in with our waves. And then there's another thing that I want to show you guys, and I think I'll do that after I'm done with on this one. Okay, this color is not showing up that well on this background. Okay. So let's add some of this Admiral Blue in there. Okay, that shows up a little bit better. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do some work and stuff on this one. I might have to try and redo making this one and making sure that the height of everything is the same. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lines, but it didn't get all of them. Because see, it missed that part right there on that one. And it didn't get all of this one. So I think the more paint builds up on some of those, I think they will work. I just have to almost got all of them. But yeah. Okay. 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 So now what I'm going to do is actually do my mark making straight onto the gel plate. And then what you can do is once you've got your mark making, but what I need to do first is put a piece of paper the same size of what you are going to be printing on underneath your plate. That way you know where to keep your marks. Oh yeah, see, picked up some of that grunge. Yee-hee. Oh, I just knocked something onto the floor, but that's okay. So now let's use a color I haven't used yet. This is Cardinal Crimson. So let's go ahead and do this one. And I am going to use this and go and use it as a border. So there you go. Now you've got a frame. Okay. So now let's come in with this one. Now this, with this red now, you can really see where the areas that is actually making contact and actually picking up the inks. I mean, the paint. And you can definitely tell that this one right here is the one that's not getting any paint on it at all. And that's because it's the lowest one. Let me put just a little bit more paint out here. And I'm going to grab me another paintbrush. and paint everywhere. Yeah. Okay. Rear that out a little bit. Okay. So this way. And like that. And now I'm going to take this one. Now this one, I have that mark there, remember? So I know that that's a spot that I have to press a little bit more down on. Okay. Oh. Okay. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is I will let this completely dry. Then I will come back and put another color all the way across the top. Put my paper down, let that completely dry, and then do a pull. And so that's another way that you can use your mark making tools to create different things as well. Another way is that you can put a layer of paint down, come back with and then put a layer of paint down, come in with your mark making tools, and then just put your tool down and lift up, and that'll pull some of the paint up, and that'll leave the mark. So I'm going to set this over here, and let me see. Do I have a plate clear? Yes, I do. So let me go ahead and put a piece of paper over that. Stick that brush down in my set that over to the side because I don't need that. Okay, so just go ahead and brayer some of the red that is stuff that's still on my brayer. I'm gonna grab another sheet to use. Okay. I need a little bit more than that. So I've got a good coating of paint on my plate. Look at that stuff that's coming off my brayer onto the sheet. But this brayer is definitely going to need to be
Call from wireless caller.
Cleaned. Okay, so let's take our fishes. Put them down, lift up. See how it left the mark there? Let's take our next tool. And let's do our next tool. And the next tool. So, I'm going to go and flip this over. You can see that there's been paint removed by using our mark making tools. So there is still some room here that I can come back in . And you can just use, you don't have to use the whole thing, you can use parts of it to come in. And to add some interest. You can even, so let's take this one. But you can see what I've done there. So now what I can do is let that completely dry. And then come in and put another color over the top of this. Put my paper down, let that completely dry, and then pull it. So there you go, guys. Those are ways that you can use your mark making tools to either add to a gel print that you already have and that you need to add to, or to create a whole new print. So thanks everybody for joining me in this new adventure. And I had fun playing. And that's the whole idea, is to play with what you already have. I already had the materials that I made the tools with. I already had these gel prints made. Already have the paints. Already had the gel plates. So it was just taking what I have and playing with them. So so let's see what you guys can create. Thanks everybody. Bye-bye.